This is a photograph of Lake Windermere I took when I was there about a year ago now. At first glance there looks a lot of detail there. Well, there is a lot of detail, but I'll try and show a quick way of doing all these boats using the knife, just scraping them in. Apart from that, it's quite a simple sky, distant land, a few trees and a lot of foreground water. So let's have a go at this one. So let's have a quick look at the materials. So I've got 15 by 11 cold press Fabriano, £130, and it's clipped to a 9mm piece of ply. Water jar there with a nice lip on it, takes a lot of the excess water off the hake. The rest I take off by wiping on the towel. Palettes, always the same colours, always in the same place as well. Don't mix your colours all over the place, always leave them in the same place so you know exactly how to get to them instinctively. Here we've got ultramarine, lemon yellow, Payne's grey, alizarin crimson, raw sienna, burnt umber and light red. 3 brushes, but 99% of the paintings I always do with a large hake. There's also a 3/4 inch flat and a number 3 rigger. The paints are all Cotman watercolour, squeezed out and allowed to dry. So they're basically like large pans, and they only take a little bit of wetting. When you've got a brush that wide, it doesn't take much to loosen them up. So one quick last look at the photo and then let's get started. I'm going to start off, just clear water all over the paper. Give it a good soak. So I don't want this to dry for at least a couple of minutes. Gives the chance to get all those colours on. Now it's predominantly blue, so I'm going to go ultramarine, but add a bit of Payne's grey to it as well. And what I'm going to do is just coming from either side. Bit of burnt umber in there as well. I'll probably just stick to these 3 colours actually. Just trying to darken it a bit. Just trying to create areas of light and dark. This is a general gist of what I'm trying to achieve here. Sort of horizon and vertical. Not as a perfect cross. The thing about watercolour is it's a lot of the time it's just you just got to get it on. Just go with it. Don't worry too much if the paint's going somewhere where you don't want it to go. Just work with it. Piece of tissue, let's just stick a bit of cloud in there. A bit up here, just to keep varying it basically. Ignore the phone. Darker down here. We're going to have the boats across here. Hang on a minute. So I set that phone call. Now it should still be wet. Couldn't have found it a worse time, but it's still wet, so I can still go with it. Let's just get a little bit darker up there, maybe. Actually, it's starting to dry a bit now. Paint straight over that cloud. I'm starting to get. I'm gonna. No, I ain't going any darker now, I'll leave it at that. Just a few clouds, some up there, a bit up there, and then I'm just going to pull this tight. I'm just thinking now whether to just dry it and then carry on after. I'm going to use this to do the knife. I'm just going to see how the boats come out, because no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to dry this. That's right. I'm going to clean the brush, and then that's dry now, so I can re-wet it now. And I know it's not going to go anywhere, the paint, so I can just go straight over it and sort of stain where it is, as long as I don't get too crazy with it. I'm going to say in the same colours again, burnt umber, ultramarine this one. Let's brush a few in, come in a bit more. Really try and get a sort of exciting feel to it. I'm just whizzing around the three main colours there. The boats are going to be along here, so I want to get this in fairly dark. This little bit up there. Right, let's put them clouds back in. Don't worry about the bits of tissue falling off. They'll just come off straight after. Once it's dry, you just brush them straight off. And you take this back first. I'll pull it tight. Paper stretch a little bit. Actually, it's still a bit wet, so I might just put a bit more paint on first before I start messing about with boats. So again, another mix, burnt umber, ultramarine, get something like that. I'm just trying to judge when to try putting these boats in. It's still pretty wet, partly dry. So it's still too wet. Easy maths, just take your knife and just go straight up with them. Just put loads of maths in. Obviously these aren't the most detailed boats in the world, it's just like an impression, just a simple impression of a few boats. Truth be told, I've dried it too much. I ain't going to worry about it. They look like boats. I don't know if you can see very well from there where you are. In fact, the reason this isn't working is because I forgot to put the background in, haven't I? Of course I have. Right. Plan B. Right. I know what I'll do. I'll dry it. I haven't put the hills in. And what I'm thinking, I mean look, I've completely forgot to put the hills in and the trees. I'll get with it in a minute. You're in no rush, are you? Right, third time lucky. Clean the brush. Now that's dry, so it should stay there. And I'm going to wet this again. Right, now let's put the background in. So I want to get it in nice and dark. So up here we've got our fucking big distant bit of land up there. Let's pull down these reflections. And sort of continue over onto this side. Again, don't forget your reflections. Try to leave little gaps there, but I'll put like roofs and stuff in. But if that'll work now. Take a piece of card. You can just put a little house in. Look, just use a piece of card. There's the roof, and just a couple of windows. Maybe another little roof on this side. Just pop in a few little roofs, just give the impression of a few buildings, a few little windows. Strengthen this up a bit. Nice and dark. Loads of trees and stuff in there. Let's pop these boats in. Yeah, just suggesting them. Just popping in a few little masts. Loads of boats in this one. Again, don't forget the reflections. shoreline coming down there. Trees just in front of those boats. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it with the scraping now. I think I've done enough scraping for the waffle one painting. A few more houses in the background. A few little roofs and stuff. Yeah, I mean individually they don't look like much, but stick a few more. Sort of like ripples on the water. Softening them up with a tissue a little bit. It's turned into a bit of an experiment, to be honest, this one. It's gone nothing like I planned it. It's I'm almost sort of making it up as I go along there. I think what else? Let's put up a few little birds. Turn that into a cloud. Some dark birds. So I'm looking for the lightest area, so I'm going to pop them in here. They'll show up a lot better. So let's stick a few more in. I can't think of anything else I can put in there without completely overdoing it. So I think I'm just going to stick my signature in the corner, or my name, and call that one done. So let's have a closer look at it. Well, this is what it looks like with the mount on. So let's go in and have a closer look. The first thing I did was the sky. You can see it's just a very boring blue colour. So I've tried to make it more interesting. We've got lighter areas, darker areas, bits of clouds, we've got our birds flying in there. Just simple bits of tissue, just to add a bit of texture up in the sky area. You can see the sort of distant land reflected into the water. Which somehow actually I forgot all about the land, went straight to the boats for some reason. And if we look at the boats, it's predominantly, you know, the white boat area and the big white masts, if you break it down into its simplest form. Which is exactly what I've done here really, just very, very simple. Use the knife just to bang in the mast, don't forget the reflections. In fact, what I had to be careful was where I almost made a complete mess of. See the horizon line's almost not. I think I'll just about get away with it. So this area look how low this has come. It's meant to be the same, running across like that. Again, very, very simple boats put in using the knife. The masts up and down. You can see the houses in the background again, all the massive detail. And what I did, I just used the card just to scrape in a roof. And a few little windows here and there, just to give the impression of buildings. A few more here in the middle. I mean, this is just like one big mass of whatever you want it to be, really. Look at it from a distance. It just looks like there's something going on in there in the middle, so like a little town area. Bits and pieces happening here and there. These sort of shadowy ripples on the water here all the way across. Again, just use the hake again, just to pop these in, just to give some texture on the water. So really a bit of an experiment, that one, but I think in the end it didn't turn out too bad. I almost give up on it at one stage, but I hope you liked it. We learn something from all the paintings we do, good or bad. Thanks for watching. Keep practicing. Any questions please ask, and I'll see you again soon.